Mrs. Jeon Jungkook, come here, hurry up. Her mom shouted loudly while holding his test sheet. Jungkook, coming, mom. He spoke while coming slowly from downstairs. Mrs. Jeon, where is your test sheet? She asked because he had thrown his test in that dustbin and now he was fiddling his fingers, looking at the ground. Jungkook, actually, mom, Jimin took it from me. He lied. Mrs. Jeon, oh, okay. Then where did this test sheet come from? Jungkook, oh, mom, He was stuttering and looking down. Mrs. Jeon, when will you start studying seriously? Tell me now. He was not saying anything, and a single tear escaped from his eye. His mom sighed and made him sit on the couch. Mrs. Jeon, Cook, look at me. He started sobbing and was not talking. Mrs. Jeon, look at me, Cook. She spoke and made him look at her. Jungkook, I'm sorry, mom. I tried my best, but look, my numbers are not coming good. I studied really hard. Mrs. Jeon, don't cry, my son. I know you try your best, but it's okay. We will try our best next time, He nodded and hugged his mom's waist. She patted his back gently and whispered some sweet words. Mrs. Jeon, let's go, my son. She spoke and directed him towards his room. In the room, he was laying on his mom's lap and she was stroking his soft hairs. Jungkook, mom, forgive me. I will try my best next time. He sobbed. Mrs. Jeon, my love, don't cry. My cook is so strong. We will try next time, Now sleep. You have to go to school tomorrow. And after some time, when his mom confirmed that he is asleep, she went towards her room. The next day, his mom woke him up. Mrs. Jeon, Cookie, wake up. You are getting late for school. He took the blanket on his face and mumbled, please, mom, let me sleep. She sighed, pulled his blanket away, and spoke. My love, get up. She made him get up, got him ready, and took him to the dining table for breakfast. At the dining table, Mom, the smell is so good. What did you make for me today? He asked happily. I made some sandwiches and juice for you, Jungkook. Yay! He squealed happily and ate like a child. Suddenly, his smile froze when he looked towards his father. His father came with a cold face and sat down. Mrs. Jones served breakfast to him, too, and sat with Jungkook. Mr. Jones suddenly spoke. Mr. Jones, get him ready tomorrow. He is getting married to one of my friend's daughter. Mrs. Jones, are you out of your mind? You know our cook is still a child. Mr. Jones, thanks to God that someone is getting ready to marry with this childish son of yours who can't even do anything. Jungkook looked at the floor. Tears were streaming from his doe eyes. Mrs. Jones, please don't talk in front of him like this. Mr. Jones, then what should I talk about, The children of my friends at this age are now managing their father's business. And here's my son who just wants to play with mom and toys all the time. But how he would take care of his wife, Mr. Jones, it's none of my concern. Get him ready. He spoke and left. Jungkook started sobbing. Mrs. Jones ran towards him and hugged him. Mrs. Jones, my love, don't cry. My cook is so brave, Hopefully she will take care of you. Introduction. Jungkook who is 25, behaves like a 7-year-old because of a bad reaction to medicine when he was younger. This makes him need special care and understanding from his family. Jungkook's mom loves him deeply, but his father, despite caring for him, believes his son can't achieve like others. Unfortunately, he doesn't express his feelings. On the other hand, Wyan, a 25-year-old teacher at Jungkook's school, is a beautiful, intelligent, and mature woman. Her parents support her, and she is not only works at the school but has also graduated. She is very kind-hearted woman. Back to the story. The next evening, Mrs. Joan was standing with Jungkook, and Wyan also joined them. However, Jungkook remained withdrawn, looking down. Wyan's point of view is this my groom? It's Jungkook, my student. Dad said he's mature, but he is childish. What's happening? He's just staring at the floor. How will I kiss him? The priest announced. Now the groom can kiss the bride. Jungkook continued looking down, and Wyan, taking the initiative, went towards him and gently kissed him on his lips. In the room, Wyan was waiting for Jungkook. Jungkook, Mom, I want to sleep with you. He spoke while entering the room. Mrs. John also entered and said, My love, look, Wyan looks so beautiful. From now on, you have to sleep with her. Jungkook, but Mrs. John, no buts. Now go and change your clothes. Jungkook went into the bathroom and Mrs. Jones spoke to Wyan. Wyan, my daughter, hope you will take care of him. Wyan, don't worry, Mom, I will take care of him. Mrs. Jones smiled and left the room. Jungkook came out of the bathroom. Jungkook, where did my mom go? She went. Jungkook, oh. He spoke and moved closer to her. Jungkook, teacher, you? Wine, yes, Jungkook, it's me. Jungkook, I was just afraid for nothing. He spoke and sat near her. Wine, so can I sleep here on the bed? Is it okay for you? Jungkook, yes, why not? I'm little shy. She smiled and pinched his cheek. Jungkook, can I ask for something? Jungkook, I hear that husbands can kiss their wives. So, can I?